Big Gamer out here. How are you guys doing today? I'm super. Thanks for asking. Welcome again, guys, to another exciting week of Nintendo NX News Roundup. And this week we've got a lot of news on this special bank holiday edition. First of all, motion controls. We'll remember those from the Wii, the Wii U. Could they be making a comeback? Now, sources have said there might be motion controls for the Nintendo NX. These could come in the form of gyroscopic like tilt controls, which we've seen before in Nintendo handhelds and home consoles, and also the infrared pointing support, which also was part of the Wii U gamepad. Now, I can definitely see this stuff coming back, and they're also going as far as to say there might even be support for old Wiimotes and stuff like that. Now, Nintendo has a very popular back catalogue. Some of these games, they sold 5, 10, 15, 20 million units, and these things, they supported these Wiimotes, you know? And you could definitely see them at some point wanting to resell these products, or to remaster these products, or just to have these still available in some form for people that haven't had a chance to experience them. And you could definitely see there being a demand for this to be implemented. Now, personally for me, guys, I don't see there being a lot of like Wii Remote kind of support going forwards, but I can definitely see there being maybe an infrared or camera based sensing object in maybe the docking station or the handheld, and I could definitely see there being gyroscopic controls. We've seen this in the likes of Splatoon and Star Fox, and I actually think there's quite a bit of evidence to prove that that will actually be the case, guys. Right, so let's get on to the meaty stuff. So those boffins over at Eurogamer that are quite good at bringing us this Nintendo NX Insider news, they have revealed that they believe that Nintendo will actually give us more information and reveal the Nintendo NX in September. So what's interesting about that is that's also that Sony will announce the PlayStation Neo. So that's everyone's expecting that to be on the 7th of September, and maybe even, get this guys, Sony might even unveil a handheld device. So that's a little bit more shaky. There's not as much to kind of substantiate that yet. But obviously, if they're releasing a really powerful new console in the PlayStation Neo with a handheld supplementary, they could be going to war directly with Nintendo. And remember, Sony isn't as stable a company at the moment as Nintendo, so they might be a little bit threatened by Nintendo's moves, and they might also want to meet them head on. Now, all of this kind of information has been backed up by recent comments from Reggie, who kind of put the Wii U time into perspective, and he also went as far as to give us a little bit of background into what his thoughts and the company's thoughts were regarding NX. So I'm just going to read these out to you guys quickly. So Reggie said, "We need to do better communicating the proposition and positioning for the product." So that's the Nintendo NX. And could they be doing that in September maybe, guys, for the unveiling? Who knows? He went on to say, "We need to help people to understand the uniqueness and what it means for the gameplay experience." Now, we heard this a lot with the Wii U, where they didn't feel like they capitalized on how unique it was and how it changed the way we play video games. So that's something I want to look at, guys. He went on to say, "We believe we have a strong concept for Nintendo NX, and we will unveil it in the future." So again, that future could be as early as September, guys, but we know with it slated to come out in March, it's going to be soon. And the fact that they've got a strong concept, it sounds to me, especially with them pulling it out of E3 the way they did, that this concept is near and dear to their hearts. They really think that it's going to do a lot better than the Wii U did, and they don't want the idea plagiarized by the other companies. Right, so finally, I'm going to move on to the known Nintendo tipster Emily Rogers, who has posted a slurry of tweets recently. So firstly, she went on to say the Nintendo NX prototype has a 6.2-inch 720p screen that also has multi-touch functionality. So multi-touch is similar to what you have on like an iPhone, where you can stretch and expand and you can use more than one finger at once. That's really interesting because obviously the DS didn't have that, but it is almost expected in a lot of really, really high-end products now, guys. So that's really nice. The 6.2-inch screen at 720p. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems larger and higher quality than what we had seen previously on, say, for instance, in PlayStation Vita, which kind of ties in with our earlier story where we said, oh, our PlayStation bringing out a handheld. If they were going to compete, that size, having a Sony 720p screen is extremely high in detail. Even without the OLED, which was quite nice on PlayStation Vita, 720p at 6.2 inches is going to look really, really sharp, guys, and I'm really excited about that. She also went on to say MCV's report. Now, if you don't know about MCV, they're kind of like a market retail video game specialist. They kind of deal a lot with distributors, and they deal a lot with news and stuff like that. And over here in the UK, you can kind of get their emails and their newsletters sent to you if you're in the industry. And she goes on to say MCV's report about Game Freak has some truth to it. So basically what has happened previously is it's been rumoured that Game Freak are working for Nintendo on maybe an upcoming Pokemon title, maybe for NX or an upcoming Nintendo machine. Now I can definitely see there being some truth in that. The whole Pokemon craze is coming a second time at the moment, and Game Freak have delivered these titles to Nintendo before. Alright guys, so that's what we've got for you this week. Now, with the unveiling coming soon, who knows how much more news we're going to get, but at the moment it's coming thick and fast. So if you want more news guys, feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon guys. Cheers.